Welcome back to another live stream. I am Keith, and I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. I did say that there was refreshments coming. I have to apologize. I could not figure out how to get them delivered in time, so I apologize. Again, it is great to see you. Let me know if the audio sounds good to you. It's as good as I can make it here in my studio. We have lots to cover tonight. It's going to be a good live stream. It is great to have each and every one of you. I do want to remind you that we do have Skycam on in the countdown video. Remember, the reason for a countdown video, if you guys could help me out, is to get you on the air with me in the chat before 4 o'clock so that we can actually get started and get moving. So also gives me more time to say hi to everybody in the chat. Obviously, if you pop in later than that, and I'm not talking to anybody that gets on late now, unless you are watching this video after it went live. So if you're hearing this, you're here, and I want to thank you for being here and being prompt and early in the chat. Let me turn chat on the air right here. And let's see. I think Grish got here early this morning. He says this is going to be interesting. I'm really interested in that new Stream Deck. Yeah, that's going to be a fun conversation tonight. Also, we have a poll tonight. So if you would answer the poll, that would be great. It says, do you use a Stream Deck? Yes or no? Please take a minute to answer that poll. I'm just really curious if you guys are using those. Try to do a poll every week now on the live stream, which is really fun. Hank is in the house. It's good to have you. It says good afternoon, evening. Sounds like a very interesting topic today, Hank in Bluffton, South Carolina. It's good to have you here, Hank. Early poll for Chio Walker. It's good to have you here as well. Yeah, we have a poll up and it is running. It's good to have Tony here from Quick Tech Solutions. Looking forward to this. Hi, Grish, Hank, Chio. It's good to have you guys saying hi to each other. Obviously, he's asking, how'd you make out with the flooding in South Carolina? Hank says, we were lucky, lots of rain, but no flooding in our area. Tony replies by, think that's good to hear. We had lots of flooding, roads washed out in the southern part of the country. Lots of debris everywhere. Fortunately, no damage to the house. Well, that is really good news. I'm really excited that that's what you guys experienced. Obviously, road closures and trees down can be an issue. Power cables. I know that people have been hurt from power cables after floods like that. So be super, super careful. We'll just fast forward here real quick. Gris says everything's 5x5. So does Hank. Thank you guys for answering that. Coffee 50% of the way down. Laugh out loud, but ready for the show. Yeah, my coffee is more than 50% way down. I'm still having kind of a chest thing. So this is the time of night that I have a hard time keeping air. It gets worse as the night progresses. So I'll be careful tonight. I have lozenges. I also have my thermos water bottle tonight, so that if I need it, I'll be able to use it as well. It's good to have you in the chat tonight, Ernesto. Thank you for saying hi. Hi back to you. You know, some of you I don't know a lot about. It would be really cool as soon as we get done with the tent event, which I'll talk here in a little bit, which starts next week. I want to do another Zoom gathering, town hall meeting. So if you've never gone on to my webpage, there's a link in the chat, but let me bring this up because it's probably good to mention it right now. But this link is in the chat. So if you go over to my website and you click on the link, you can just fill out this form. Now, this is the same form if you were going to request a 1-hour free consult. I do consulting here from the studio, help people with live stream tech. In fact, that's what we're going to talk about here first tonight. Is one of my clients, and then we're going to dive into IBC 2024, and I'm going to share some products that caught my eye that are very interesting. I think they apply to a lot of things that I do, as well as hopefully they apply to what you do. But if you fill out this form, put in your name, first and last, your email. Don't need your phone number unless you want to include it. And then in the message, just type in, I want to join the town hall meeting. So what that is I send out everybody who joins a link to a town hall Zoom. It's not recorded. It's not streamed. It's just a private town hall meeting. You guys get to be with me in a Zoom call. You get to meet each other. And so if you would like to be a part of that, that's coming up in a couple weeks. So now's the time to sign up for that. If you're already kind of on my email list, I will send out a request, and you can decline or not accept it. That's perfectly fine. But if you are new to the channel, please fill out that form so I can invite you. Audio levels are much better this week. Is this even on the air? Yeah, I should see up here. Let's go back to me and a logo. Chat on. There we go. Thank you, Tony, for that little update. I'm glad the audio sounds good. Ernesto, good to have you. I think I already said hi, but what is Rode coming up with? I heard some rumors, a switcher. Well, they have the Streamer X right now. That's a Rode device, but I have not heard of a switcher yet. But now you have me curious. So obviously, Ernesto, if you get any information, then please share it with us here on Tuesday nights. If I don't catch that, we'll hear from you, hopefully. Let's see. Chris says, I'm going to be in Charleston, South Carolina in a few weeks, hoping for no hurricanes. Yeah, hoping for no hurricanes for you as well. We got David Osler in the house from down under Australia. And again, a lot of these guys have channels like Tony, Quick Tech Solutions. David has a channel. Many of the rest of you have YouTube channels, so please go over and check out those channels. I'm not talking about any cameras or lenses tonight, but if you do want to have lots of information and see some great videos on photography, if you have a passion for photography like I do, then go check out David's channel. And anyway, so I also think TVJ is going to, now that's Monday Night Football, I think TVJ is going to be streaming tonight. So if you have joined his stream, he'll usually do that after my live stream, but I'm not sure what time his stream is scheduled. So please check that out. And again, I couldn't figure out how to get the refreshments to you, but that's my heart. If I could, I would have some popcorn and refreshments on their way for all of you guys for joining me tonight. So, okay, we'll say hi to anybody else that pops in eventually, but that's kind of our start out tonight to say hello. Again, it is Tuesday, and it is now September, and it's getting dark early. You guys are going to slowly see the light fade there and be able to see better and better as the night progresses out that window. So enjoy the sun setting. Now, the sun setting is on the other side of the house. That side of the house gets the sunrise, and the other side of my house gets the sunset. So, and hopefully we're going to be able to do a sunset stream here pretty soon on the back patio using my A10 Mini Pro, streaming to my streaming bridge here in the studio. So that should be fun. It's been too hot to do that, so I'm trying to pick a time to do that. Now, an update on next Tuesday, just get some house cleaning done. I don't know if I'll have the ability to stream next Tuesday. I will be in a little town called Othello. The tent will be up. I will be running sound every evening. Also, it sounds like I'm running some sound on some mornings. It's over an hour away from my house, so I won't be in the studio much next week. We set up the tent on Monday. We have a gathering to test things on Tuesday night and make sure all the lights and everything are working. And then on Wednesday, we have our first gathering, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, Sunday night. And thank you to the city of Othello for inviting us to bring the big tent right into the city. That was amazing. Came right directly from the mayor. So shout out to that city, Othello, Washington. You can check it out on the map and Google it and see where the park is. And if you're anywhere near this area, then reach out to me. And you can do it through that contact form if you don't have my email. And please come out and visit me out there. I'll be out there from probably 4:30 till late every evening. Again, that's the 25th through the 29th next week. So again, I don't know if I'll be live. I'm going to attempt to go live from my phone out there, but last time it didn't work. I'm going to test the signal when I'm out there on Monday this week. And if I have a still image on my channel saying I'm going live at 4 o'clock, that means I am going to give it the best attempt I can. But I do not have a special hotspot. I'm not even sure we're going to have internet out there. We're talking about buying a hotspot, but we just haven't had the funds to do that yet. We've been needing some other things. So, okay. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about a studio that I've been helping set up. So let me just bring that up. And there is the studio. I'm going to leave my client's name anonymous, but this is a den right in the front door. And this is what it looked like when I showed up for the very first time. So my client is already using 2 Elgato Keylight Airs. And she's got a monitor. She's got a little Logitech camera on a little plastic deal that slides back and forth on her monitor. The plastic is see-through, so she can slide it to the right of her monitor, to the left of her monitor. And she works with a company and she is on Zoom every single day. But her goal is to shoot videos in the same area. And so we're going to take a look at that. But just before I go any deeper into this part of tonight's conversation, let me just say a big thank you to everyone. We did cross 3,000 subscribers last Monday, but I have learned my lesson the hard way. I announced 3,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers. I think when we were live, I think I crossed over Tuesday morning. But by the time I got off the air, a couple people unsubscribed. And so I was back to 2,999 subscribers. So I am not making that mistake again. And so I wanted to say thank you so much to all of you for supporting the channel, watching the videos. This is a journey that you cannot take alone. You know that my company's name is Life Journey Productions because I believe in helping people along their journey. And so I really, really appreciate it. I want to change what is in input to. Let's see. Let's just do it through Mix Effects here. Quickly. Can I do it faster this way? I could if I was in the right screen here. Detail maybe. Oh, well. Let's do it the faster way. Let's go box 2 for just a second. I want to go to my laptop. So there it is. We have 3,025 subscribers. This is currently my page, so I could leave this up and you could watch the subscriptions go up. I average anywhere from 1 to 5 every couple days. You never know, but that's kind of what's been happening. And again, I wanted to make sure that I said thank you to everybody tonight for helping me cross the 3,000 level. I never knew how many subscribers I would have. I was super excited when I passed 100, to be honest with you. And then I celebrated every 100 after that. And I learned that very few people watch those videos. So I haven't produced any thank you videos for 3,000, but I do always want to say thank you. And I'm going to do that live. I also posted a still image today on my channel. So if you've subscribed to my channel, you've liked it, and you hit the bell notification, you should have got an alert today with a little square saying that I passed 3,000 subscribers and a thank you. And I hope that you guys got that today. Thank you, Tony. Also, Gary Urs, thanks you for joining us tonight. Welcome, and thank you for that congrats as well. I think I've said hi to everybody. So let's get back to the studio build. So here is the dilemma, and I'd love to have some insight if you have it. If you have my email, I'd love to have it. But what the studio is going to do is it's going to be Zoom at that table. And then the room is not any bigger than the room I'm in right now. So let's throw this other still image up here. Locate the mouse. I'm slower when I have my prompter in the middle because I got to cross it. But let's throw another still image in here. It'll help you guys. So we moved the table over here, opening the room up. So you can see a door on the bottom right. That's a double door entrance to the den. Usually these are glass doors, but these are modern houses, so everything's white. The wall's kind of a off gray slash, I don't know, really. But there's two doors there on the right. I wish I had more angles. I snapped a couple pictures when I was over there working today. But here is another kind of a closer shot of the room. And you can see right now, we've added a laptop on the right. We have added a shotgun microphone on the right. We're not sure where that's going to land. You can also see right above the right laptop, you can see a Rodecaster Pro Duo. And so these are some of the things that I've already unboxed. A lot of these things she had purchased. She already had purchased the shotgun microphone. I told her to purchase the Rodecaster Pro Duo. That's going to be our audio interface. I also told her she should get the wireless Go 2. That's going to give us the ability to hook up that Sennheiser shotgun microphone on the remote table and then cast it back to the Rodecaster Pro Duo. I can't do that through I actually can't do that through Bluetooth, which we're going to test that out this week. And then, so those are things, all that's been unboxed. All of that is pretty much somewhere hooked up. If we go back to this close-up picture here, I think you can't see the Stream Deck there. You might be able to see the Stream Deck in this picture. No, I haven't even put it up there. That's a picture before we even started building things. So anyway, she also has two of these great video maker 50RSs, which I have in my studio as well. There's two of those. And then I apologize that this picture's upside down, but we unboxed the prompter today and hooked it up. And she has a EOS RP, and she bought this tripod, and it's on wheels. Not the tripod doesn't have wheels, but there's some wheels that we unboxed or unboxed and then unbagged. And so that tripod can roll around. So you can see the prompter in the front. Now, what I found out is that the cheaper Canon lenses, they zoom in and out a little bit when they're focusing, you know, the focus breathing that you get. And so the prompter is designed to hang off a step-up ring, and my L lenses have no issue. I do think this is why the last couple of weeks I've had a little focus issue on this camera, because I have my prompter hanging off of it. So this side, let's go to this view. This side screws into the lens, and then the wide side, the prompter slides over that. So on her RP, again, Canon EOS RP, with a 35 millimeter lens, it's probably a $85 lens. Once I set the prompter on today, I kept getting lens errors on the monitor. Come to find out that that lens cannot support any extra weight hanging off of it. Something I bet Elgato never even considered when they decided they were going to hang the prompter off of these. So what you'll see in this picture, and I'm going to put it up here full screen right now without me on, you can see that now I've actually used the cloth. So the prompter comes with a bracket that you can hang off of there. Let me turn my lapel microphone on, because I'm going to get up from my desk here for a second. You guys should still be hearing me. And if you use the adapter, I'm looking for it in my drawer right now so I can show it to you. Cut back to me and a logo. If you use this adapter, I put the camera on this side, and this side hooks onto the back of the prompter. And then the prompter has two places that you can put a tripod. And then you have to attach this to the back of the prompter. It just slots in like this, and then you cover the camera. So in that picture that you guys saw, it's set up pretty much like this. So the camera's on the back of that, and I have this covered it, and I got to tuck it around. But when we plug the prompter in, it didn't work. So I did all that work to set it all up. First, I tried to try the prompter on the step-up ring and hang it off of that. That was giving me the lens error. Then I went to put it on the back bracket, plugged it in, and I only got the prompter page on the screen one time. So tomorrow morning, I'm taking my prompter, which I'm using right now. I'm looking at chat right now on the screen on my prompter. And so I'm taking that prompter over to see if her prompter came with issues, and my gut instinct is it did. I tried the USB-C cable. She's got a brand new laptop, so it has high-speed USB-A ports, high-speed USB-C ports, and the prompter comes with a USB-C to USB-A high-speed port. And so I tried it in both of her USB-A ports. I tried it in a hub, and I never could get it to work. I also was having a little trouble with her cam link. And if you don't know what a cam link is, we're trying to bring her one camera in with a cam link. I got it working for a little bit, and then it quit working. So I'm not sure if it's a computer issue, which she can take back to Best Buy if she needs to, or if it's a prompter issue. So I'll be taking my prompter over tomorrow to find out what is going on. So this rig that we're talking about here, sitting next to her desk, and there is the Rodecaster Pro Duo. It's a 2-channel audio interface. It has all the same benefits that you get from the regular Rodecaster Pro 2 without all the extra XLR / quarter-inch jacks. So you only get 2 in the Duo. You get 4 in the Pro 2. And but it has the pads. It has the ability to use her wireless Go microphone, which I have it hanging off of my shirt right now because I used it to go over to the drawer. So I'm going to take that back off. I'm now using my SM7B. But that rig is going to be rigged up so it can be moved forward and back. That's a 35 millimeter lens on there right now. If you're shooting on the RP at 1080p, it doesn't crop it. But if you do try to go to 4K, it crops it. So the goal is she's going to record from the RP directly into that laptop using OBS. She'll be able to put some graphics on the screen through OBS as well. And then she's just going to record videos. And the idea is after they're recorded, she's sending them out for someone else to edit them. And she's going to be doing training videos. So she's got her corporate gig where she's on Zoom. We're going to upgrade her web camera to something a little bit better than the Logitech that she has right now. But that's going to be the next step after we get this done. And then we're going to decorate the back wall in her studio. The only full wall in her studio, we'll go back to this shot, is to the left of this photograph. So you have a giant window at the front of the room. You have 2 double doors on the right side of the room, which is the hallway coming into the house. And then behind her desk, the chair is kind of pointing that direction right now, is a closet on the right-hand side of that wall. And then when the door is opened, it covers the left-hand side of that wall. But the wall that's on this side, right, that you cannot see is a complete wall. And so we turned the desk. And so here is the desk turned today. And so that camera is pointing at the wall. And because it's 35 millimeters and she's sitting about 5 feet away from the camera, she's in frame. We're going to decorate the back wall. Right now, we're just trying to position her shot so that we can see what we need to decorate the back wall. And behind her desk is other decorations so that when she's on Zoom, she has that look. And then to the right of her desk on the back wall will be her set for her product videos. So as far as anybody knows that watches her, she's going to have one set for all her Zoom face-to-faces, and she's going to have a complete another set for all her training videos. Now, the reason she reached out to me was because she got a video training series, and it told her how to make the videos, how to communicate, how to use a prompter, told her how to write her scripts, taught her what she needed, but it didn't really have good training on how to get everything working, how to use the computer, how to use the camera. And so she was in way over her head, and that's how I got involved. So, she has, that's about 1/10 of the stuff that she bought. She has this whole rig. So you got a prompter, an RP, a lens on there. You can see the prompter there. She bought the laptop. She's got 2 of these great video maker lights. And then instead of using the lights on her desk, which are the Elgato Key Light Airs, that's just going to be for Zoom. Behind her desk at this angle, on the wall above the back of her, are going to be 2 more, or probably just 1 hair light. And that will probably end up being on the left-hand side. And then to the right-hand side, where she's going to do her set, we're going to use the other 50 RS because it does bicolor and color. So you can do, daylight light, you can do evening light, soft light. But we're going to use it for color on the back wall eventually. And we're probably going to cast that up from the floor right behind where she's sitting. We haven't completely decided yet, but the downside of how this played out, and again, the prompter's upside down there, is that thing did not work today. So it's frustrating when you go over, you get everything hooked up, everything's ready. She's got a new Lilliput monitor up there. It is a 4K monitor, and it has a through. So I came out of the camera with a right angle mini to HDMI adapter. And then I came out of that HDMI up to the monitor, out of the monitor down to a cam link. And the cam link is plugged. Again, what do they do with it? The cam link is HDMI, and it is plugged into the hub. And again, I had this on, and we'll test this again. But the big thing today, we were trying to get the prompter working, and it just would not work. In fact, even when it booted up, it didn't look right. So my gut instinct is somehow she got a bad one, and that's not fun, nor is it fair. And if you guys remember, when I got my prompter, it was missing one of the step-up rings I needed. It had 2 of another size, and they literally sent me a whole nother prompter. I had to take the 1 step-up ring out of it and then mail it back to him, which was ridiculous. And then they actually reimbursed me for the freight back. So again, Elgato did make it right, but it was very frustrating. So the other cool thing is, because these wireless Go's can attach to Bluetooth to the Duo, we'll be able to plug her Sennheiser shotgun microphone into this. So there'll be no tethers. And so when she's on, and so I still have to find the right attachment on this, this rig. And if you remember, the prompter has 2 slots at the top of it. And there's also a screw at the top of the Lilliput monitor. So I've got to find a way to put that shotgun microphone on there. We may do a mount from the ceiling. I haven't decided yet. We might do an auto pull. We're just really trying to figure out what is the best direction to go for her. But the fact that these wireless Go 2s have a mic input, she had already bought the Sennheiser shotgun microphone with the adapter. Actually, I think it came with the XLR to 3.5 millimeter jack. So we're going to test that and see what it sounds like. And again, she will be recording audio in the Rodecaster Pro as well. And then she'll be sending that audio file, the audio file from the Canon camera. Actually, it'll be from OBS, because we'll just be feeding the camera audio in there. We'll sync it up, and then she'll be sending that off for someone to produce her video training series. And again, so setting her up with a laptop for her desk so she can continue to do Zoom. And she likes just having a webcam that she can slide on a plastic bracket on her monitor. It's a pretty cool little system. Again, it's a clear bracket. The camera sets on it, and then she can slide it forward and back. It adjusts up and down. So she can put herself to the right and then have her client right to the left on her big, I think she has like a 27-inch monitor on her desk. We have another 27-inch monitor. We probably will not use that at this point because it looks like she's set up just using that Lilliput monitor. And again, I went from the RP to the Lilliput monitor. It has an HDMI through, so I came back out to the cam link, and that gives her a confidence monitor so she can adjust herself and then put her script on her prompter. So she's super excited. I told her about the new Active Sync, which I covered 2 weeks ago. So now the the prompter by Elgato will sync with your voice, and that's pretty exciting. So, okay. Let's get back in the chat, and if you guys have any input, please let me know. Thank you, David. It is amazing to hit 3,000. Yeah, I could bring her prompter over to my setup, which I was thinking about doing, but I already got her camera attached to it. So right now, I'm going to take my prompter over there tomorrow. All I have to do is just unplug the USB-C cable. I'm going to take it with me in case she got a bad cable. So the way I'm going to really check this is I'm going to make sure her cable works. If my prompter works over there, then I'll test her cable on my prompter, and then we'll know it's a bad cable. If her prompter doesn't work, then we'll just have to send it back. But I can just lift mine off right now, off the lens, and jump in the car with the cable and go to her house. So we decided that's the easiest way to test it tomorrow. And so if mine works, then we know we need to send hers back, and that's just going to delay her getting started a little bit longer. And she is really, really chomping at the bit. I've already done about 6 hours with her, counting the free consult just in a week. And we would have had more time in if she hadn't gotten sick recently. So eventually I'll have her on the show, but I really appreciate that input. Again, Tony says slash the like button. I would really appreciate you guys if you do that. So again, if you popped in late, I just want to say thank you for helping me hit 3,000 subscribers. We're at 3,025 right now. And the fact that you guys like the videos and share and subscribe and ring the bell and come as many Tuesdays as you can, that means the world to me. So, really, the questions I have as we get ready to move on and talk about IBC 2024, which is like the European version of NAB here in the United States. So it's good to have one in the late spring and then one in the fall. And lots of manufacturers announce products. Blackmagic Design announced a new monitor. You can check that out. I'm not talking about it tonight, but there were some announcements there that we're going to talk about here in just a minute. And I'm going to share with you some products that I think are pretty cool. One of them I think is going to be probably the most interesting, controversial one tonight. And we'll talk about that. The rest of them I think are really cool. But one of them, which we're going to talk about tonight, is a breakthrough in technology. And I have links in the description. I even have some of the videos. I even have some other people's videos in the links tonight. So make sure that you, when this is live streams done, you go back and watch some of those videos. And I even have a trailer clip from Elgato that I'm going to roll. It's just a few seconds, but we're going to roll that tonight. It's all set up and ready to go. But again, thank you so much for helping me get to 3,000 subscribers. I can't thank you enough. So I guess I'll stop because I can't thank you enough. Okay. So any other inputs on that studio? The other thing I wanted to say is that she wants to have a book rack. So she wants to take books and build a metal arch and then have the books mounted all the way around the metal arch. It's pretty cool. I actually found a sample of that. I think I can show you guys this photograph here. Thought it was pretty cool. Let me just go into my recent photos. All photos. See if I can find this cool rack. Gives me a chance to rest my voice. You guys can get a drink of water or whatever you're drinking. And if you weren't able to be here last week, I had a client on the air last night. So I actually had a guest, which was really cool. So make sure you go back and check out last week's live stream. It was great to have Eric Levi on the stream live. Okay, I'm looking. Should have had this picture ready. I apologize. Go through these pictures one more time. I've had a birthday party since then when I used my camera. I've been a couple places and took photographs. So it should have been faster than this, but I noticed I took a plethora of photographs. Really? I know it's in my text string to the client. Well, of course, it's not here. That's a bit frustrating. But this is her back wall right here. So that's the wall I was talking about. That so right now where that chair is sitting, that's where, if that was turned around, that's about where she'll be sitting when she's doing her recordings. So it's cool that that picture is here. And then let me just see this other picture. Here's a different angle of that same room. There's the window and that blank wall in the back. But I can't find this really cool book design. I think it's a really cool idea if you're into reading and she's really into books. It's a pretty cool idea. This is the Lilliput monitor that she purchased right there. And it actually has a sunscreen that goes on the Velcro in the inside of that green rubber cover. I took that off today, but again, it's kind of a cool little Lilliput prompter. Retails for $147. You can't beat that. Great price on some of their stuff. So can't find that picture. So gonna move on and call it a good. We'll tie that first part and jump into the IBC conversation that I wanted to have with you guys. So let's do this. Here's kind of some IBC history. IBC history, 57 years of innovation and growth. IBC was born into a world bursting vividly life in 1967 during the Summer of Love, when the television industry produced the first color television broadcast in Europe with a BBC broadcast at Wimbledon flagship event. But for many, the broadcast highlight of the year was a live global link up over multiple satellites called Our World, featuring cultural figures such as Mariah Callas, Pablo Picasso, and the Beatles with their now iconic debut performance of All You Need Is Love. The world saw a TV industry ripe with technology, innovation, and promise that year, and it was looking for a way to harness and share groundbreaking advancements that would transform audiences' experience. Enter the International Broadcast Convention, now better known as simply IBC. So I don't want you to think that this is just all about products and releases. I also want to give you guys a little bit of history as well, because the broadcast world, as Hank can tell you, Hank, who's in the chat tonight, he was a part of broadcast behind the scenes back with Peter Jennings, back when it was tube TVs. And so Hank knows very much that there was things happening in the European broadcast and also here in the United States. And IBC is just one of those amazing events. And so also at IBC, they release all kinds of products. And if you guys saw my still image tonight, you can already be aware that we are going to cover those items right there. And in reality, these items that you see on my still image, you have a monitor. We'll talk about that. You have a little device by Magwell. The monitor is by Portkeys. You have a wireless pack. That's by Sennheiser, and that goes with the rack mount. And then below that, you have Elgato's new Stream Deck. We're going to look at that tonight. And we also have a new Bitfocus app called Buttons. And so if you're familiar with Companion, Buttons is designed by the same people at Bitfocus, and it's designed to go with this new device. So we're going to pop through each one of these devices tonight. But first off, let me back this video up, throw this still image on here. I'm going to dive in right now because Spectera, in my opinion, is cutting edge technology that we've never seen before. You can see on display that little pack, right? That little body pack right here on the screen hanging out with me. That body pack, believe it or not, is bi-directional. That's right. That body pack right here on the screen is bi-directional. In fact, that rack mount device, and let me go back over here to slideshow and me, and then I'll drop that in there where it should be. But that body pack over there goes along with this device right here. And Sennheiser has done something pretty incredible. And that is they have come up with technology that's bi-directional. What does that mean? That means I can put a body pack on and have a lapel mic, and I can have earbuds in, receiving the audio back. And not only that, this device can do multiple packs of devices. And so not only has Sennheiser made some cutting edge changes in the last couple of years with wireless transmission in the RF range, but now they have come up with technology that's bi-directional, and that is going to be paramountly important as the years and months come. So right there is the video I have linked below over there. And this is the announcement video that was done at IBC, unveiling the next era of pro wireless Spectera at IBC Sennheiser. This was released yesterday. I got a chance, actually, let's see, it came out, yesterday. I got a chance to watch this, and I am blown away at this new technology. And so this is just one of the announcers. I'm not going to play the video live tonight, but I just want you to know that Sennheiser has a new wireless system that will let you be bi-directional. And for me, I believe that this is going to be some majorly cutting edge technology that we need to talk about. So here you go, the Spectra base station. The Spectra base station, let me just talk you through this, is a 1 RU hardware device that provides up to 64 channels, 32 in and 32 out, and utilizes up to 2 wideband RF carriers to accommodate all the units' wireless transmission. So, guys, this is huge. Here's some of the features. 19-inch 1 RU rack base station with redundant power supply. So there's 2 power outlets for redundancy. Provides up to 64 channels. We talked about 32 in, 32 out. 4 Ethernet antenna ports for redundancy. So they have new antennas that they have designed to make things a lot easier and have redundancy. 2 optional slots for redundant MADI, OM, or BNC. Sample rates of 48 and 96 kilohertz. That's really important for broadcast. Individual sample rate converters for all audio interfaces. Word clock, built-in BNC. Synchronized clock for all audio over RF. Allows 3D recordings and playback. Adjustable RF power from 10 to 100 milliwatt country specific. RJ45 network interface for 4 more remote control. 11 audio link modes with selectable audio codecs. Secure transmission of confident content using AES 256 encryption. Future expansion via Cascade port. Selective headphone output with volume control and front panel. OLED display, jog wheel, navigation, rugged metal housing, and base station activation via link desk. Spectra license defines respective frequencies, spectrum per region, license sold separately. So you will have to license these devices. Here's some accessories in separate parts. So you can see the MADI cards, you can see the Spectra filter sets. There's licenses available. Here is the device. This is kind of their demo roll around the device video I'm playing for you right now. We'll pause that. There's the back. Right there of the device. So you can see the redundant power. You can see the antennas, 4 antenna hookups, the control through Ethernet, the cascade, ability to cascade the other devices. And then you have the primary inputs right there. And then 2 slots there. I believe those are for the MADI cards, which are sold separately. And we'll finish this. You got airports on the side. You've got an LED display and a jog wheel. And you can see the headphone output on the left-hand side, the volume control, and then you can scroll through the wheel with the power button on the right-hand side here. So again, really, really cool device. Let's back up. And let's see. Looking for the wireless pack here. I think it's under accessories. Let me get out of that look for quick and find it for you. So here is the antenna on the right-hand side, and here is the new body pack that is bi-directional. Take a look at that. Again, each bi-directional Spectra SEK body pack manages both an IEM, IFB, and a mic line stream simultaneously. You can see the different UF signals right there. Features: bi-directional body pack manages both digital. We said that bi-directional data and audio control in identical RF carrier of mobile devices. There's the available UHF frequencies, full remote control and monitoring of SEK body pack. So you can control it remotely. You don't even have to touch the body pack if you want to. Impedance matching, high power headphone amplifier, continuous interference management, endless encoder and push button, 3-pin mic line input with IEM/IFB 3.5 millimeter headphone connector, LED meters, status LED, persistent E-Link display for always on information. The name's visible on the screen, up to 7 hours of operating time depending on selected audio link mode and settings with rechargeable lithium ion battery. So the BA70 rechargeable battery is available for it as well. Encrypted RF connection between base station and body pack, secure transmission of confidential content using AES 256 encryption, versatile charging options also available for the L70 battery. It's USB charging, and anyway, you can see that information there. Compatible with a wide range of Sennheiser lavaliers and headset microphones with the 3-pin locking connector and in-ear monitors with 3.5 millimeter connector, rugged metal housing. So again, you can now take your whole concept of wireless to the next level. So if you do any outdoor events, or you have any kind of need for a wireless, or you're buying a wireless system for your camera, maybe you're doing video production and you want a body pack for each of the talent, you probably know very much the Sennheiser is synonymous with quality, and they're not inexpensive microphones. I have a handheld microphone that I purchased that I've had here on the channel that I've shared and unboxed here. But this technology is great because if you're on a stage and you want to send a signal back to the board and then receive a signal back like a musician, this is huge. So right now, there's probably going to be different body pack configurations. But again, having the ability to monitor back and not have to buy a separate in-ear monitor system, one body pack does all, is going to be amazing. So again, any comments or questions on that device? I don't want to spend too much time on these because I have a few to cover, and I think the next one we're going to talk about is going to be the most popular. So let me know if there's any questions about that, and let's move on. So this next device is Elgato has a new rack mountable stream deck, basically. So let me bring this up here, the web page. So here you go. You can rack mount this new Stream Deck. It's called the Stream Deck Studio, and it also has a Bitfocus software called Buttons that you can find out what the buy price is, or you can pay a monthly subscription. So you can get Bitfocus Companion, download for free. It's basically a web browser device, and you can make buttons for Stream Decks and lots of things, not just Elgato products. And so many of you are familiar with Companion. It is something that goes together with a Stream Deck. And if you don't know what a Stream Deck is, here is the Stream Deck Plus right here. So this one has knobs and a touchscreen. And the thing you're going to notice about this new device called the Stream Deck Studio is that it also has buttons. Oh, what did I do here? Somehow I hit back. But there you go. You have the buttons. So here is the dial. And on the back, you can do power over Ethernet. You can see it right there. You could also plug it in as a regular USB interface and use the companion or use the Elgato control software. But the new button software integrates with the companion software, and you can now use this. So this device is kind of specifically designed, not just to rack mount, not just to power over Ethernet, but so you can network it. So now you can have multiple users in a truck or in a broadcast that could have access to this, and they could have their own profiles. So the reason that the guys at Bitfocus have designed new software called Buttons is because it needs to integrate with multiple users, where most Stream Decks have different sources, and you can set up different things inside your Stream Deck XL or your Stream Deck Plus, whichever one you have. But this is so different users can access it all at the same time. And so having this to be able to be in multiple racks is really, really cool. So let me just roll a really quick video right now, and then we'll get back. This is a few seconds, no audio, but check this out. This is actually released by Elgato as kind of a reel. So here we go. So those are two short reels just showing you that you can use it with an iPad. Buttons will integrate with your computer. So for broadcasting, this may be the best device that Elgato has come up for a while, because again, it's not just for gamers or home studio people to have a solution that would enter into kind of the broadcast world, to have it rack mounted now that you have ATEMs, the 2ME and the 4ME and all the other rack mountable devices, even the rack shelf that you can screw your HybridX to. It makes a lot of sense to have a rack mountable unit, and you can expand it and have more than one in a rack, and you can daisy chain them. So again, let's look at that's the left-hand backside. Looking at the back of it, you have USB data connection, like a traditional Stream Deck, which would power it and let you use it with a computer. But you can also use power over Ethernet. If you don't have a power over Ethernet switch, you can plug it into your switch and then power it via the USB-C cable. So again, lots of things you can do. Here's 3 of them in a rack. Here's a couple more photographs that they have here on this main page. So, and you guys saw some of the video on that, but I thought it was really interesting seeing those videos. And if you go to Elgato's page and you go to the very bottom, they have a lot of things down there you can get. So where you can buy a Stream Deck XL for $249, this device, somewhere here I saw the price of one. Did we miss it? Products, Stream Deck. Oops, try that again. All I see right now, oh no, $8.99 right down here. So you can buy it for $8.99. That doesn't seem cheap, but evidently it's got a little wider buttons. It's got the same amount of buttons that I have on my XL, and you can also bundle it. So you can buy 2 of them for $17. You can buy 2 of them and a Stream Deck for $18.34, and you can see all the different bundles. So if we go down through this page real quickly, it's a game changing for broadcasting. It's time to streamline. So you got Elgato plus Bitfocus. So they've been working together. The button software is in beta right now, and you can download it for free from your companion account and try the beta version. We'll talk about the cost here in a minute. You got cross-point routing, auto-generate inputs and outputs with tag-based filtering for easy configuration. Tally management available, intuitive GPIO routing and logic engine simplifies signal management, so you can use it for tally on air, off the air. SMMP built-in infrastructure and network monitoring for complete system oversight. API extendable control system with rich API access for deep workflow integration. And then you have NMOS/ST2110 native support for iOS-04 and iOS 05 for seamless IP-based broadcasting. And then companion module supports all Bitfocus companion connections for unlimited capabilities. One control surface to rule them all. And you guys can go check this out. The link is in the description, but there's a close-up look of the buttons. Triggering and monitoring in real time. Close-up, you can plug right into the front of it. There is a USB-C port right there, and you also have a dual multifunction encoder button right there, so you guys can read more about that. And then on that side, you have a USB-C on 3.0. So again, you can plug into that side as well for power. So again, the left-hand side would be for using it as a Stream Deck. If you don't have power over Ethernet, then you would put power on this side and the Ethernet cable on the other side, right there. And comes with the rack ears in the box, and you can see removable rack brackets. And it just slips in a rack. You can see how deep it is right there. I love the demos that these guys put out. There's a look at the buttons. Again, to play with the buttons beta, you can open it up. I'll show you here in a second. I did download it on my computer. You're going to assign one of your Stream Decks to it because you don't have this device yet. You'll have to use one of your Stream Decks to play around with it. But again, this is in beta, so it's not ready for prime time, but you can start playing with it. So if you think this device is something that would work for you, you could use it as a regular rack-mounted Stream Deck if you want to, using Companion, using the Stream Deck software, or you can, to get a subscription to buttons or find out what it would cost you. We'll go down here and I'll show you the prices. There is the scrolling complex navigation made easy. From canvas to control surface. So lots of ability there. It even has a card scanner so different people can log into it. You can see I'm using the card on the left-hand side right here. And so you actually have the ability to log into it. That's for multiple users. Again, that would be great for a show. So it's not available for anybody else. You got to use your card. That way no one's pushing your buttons. As we all know, no one likes their buttons pushed. Pop over menus, additional commands without clutter. You got the encoders, precise control with real-time RGB feedback. You can stack the devices, works wherever needed. And again, lots of information here. So let's talk about price. For $9 a month, you do the math, 9 times 12, you could have buttons once it's ready for prime time. And again, I'll show you that software. You can get the Lite, which allows you to have more access. And then you could do Pro for $100. Lite is $39 a month. And then Enterprise, it says Let's Talk. And then just FYI, it says already have a Stream Deck XL. Great. Expand your setup with more customizable keys, leveraging the hardware you already own. Any bus-powered Stream Deck plugs into the front of the Stream Deck Studio, automatically extending its capabilities. So you can plug your current Stream Deck directly into the front of that, extending your Stream Deck's capabilities using the software called Buttons. And it says, need more than 5 units, bulk purchasing options make it easy to standardize your control, surface controls, multiple locations. You can fill out this form. And then somewhere here, they had a little statement. Can't find it right now. Yeah, it says right there, not into a subscription. Reach out to Bitfocus for a hassle-free one-time purchase. So I think Bitfocus understands that many of us don't want a subscription. So they decided to give us the option to buy it outright. I do not know what the price is, but let's pop into the chat because I do see some chatter going on right now. Scroll up here real quick. Chat on the air. Did you see the rumor of the new Rode switcher? It's a great product and looks to have ATEM mini beat and features. No, I heard about the rumor from a person earlier tonight, but I haven't seen this. So if you have any links, Dave, please share those with me. Chia Walker says, I need to take some time to reorganize all my Stream Deck buttons. I get it. Tony says, me too. Have to wait for trays to control cross-country, thimble to control stacks of buttons, laugh out loud. So again, a option possibly for those of you that think it's a legit option. So if you go to your companion login on their website, then you can see there's a choice for buttons, companion, companion Pi. You can put companion in Raspberry Pi so it doesn't time out, companion satellite, and then voice. So these are all apps that Bitfocus has created. But here's buttons, and it's beta 0.0.1 plus 1510. And so they're constantly making updates. You can download that and play with buttons. So let me click on it here on my desktop. So here's buttons on my desktop. Open web interface. So here's what buttons look like. And so again, you have to connect it to a surface. So here is my Elgato Stream Deck Plus and my Elgato Stream Deck XL. So if I was to connect this, then I could start creating these layouts. And so again, if you had 1, 2, 3, 4 stacked, you could create these buttons. Again, I don't know anything about the software. I only loaded it about a half hour before we went live, but I can right click in here, create a button. Here's all the different things I can do with the buttons. I could drag buttons and drop them other places. It's not doing it right now. I think I have to hold down Shift. So again, you can create it. It's designed for all of this integration. So you have the inspector, the presets, configurations over here on the right. You have to apply everything. It doesn't just memorize what you do. You got your home screen, shows you your surfaces. Obviously, you'll add the surface when you get the Stream Deck, the new version. Again, you can organize through the organize screen. Then you can create your buttons right here. You can organize your surfaces, and then you have connections. You have log out and settings on the bottom. And again, I've only dinked around with this, but I don't want to shut down my Stream Deck like it has. I have to reset my Stream Deck to run my lights. So there are some, Joshua Ford did a video a couple days ago on the buttons. He played around with it. He did a video on this, so you can go and check out Joshua Ford's video. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so I'm going to log out of this and get my Stream Deck up and running again so I can turn my lights off tonight. Cool. So there you have it. Item number 2. Let's pop into the next item here. Sorry, it always defaults to that. Magewell came out with this device. Let me bring the website up here so you guys can see this. There you go. That's the Magewell device again over there. This is a USB capture HDMI 4K Pro. What does that mean? This will do up to 60 frames per second, 4K. So what you do is you hook your camera up to it. It's got a pass through for a confidence monitor. And then the other side, you have the ability to embed audio. You have a headphone jack. And then you have a super fast 20 gigabyte, because it's 4K, 60 frames per second capture card. So again, you can plug your camera into this. If you have a USB 3.2 port that will do 20 megabytes a second, you can use this device. They make one that's not as fast, but if you want super fast capture card, audio embedding, headphones, all plug and play, just plug it in, it works. And then USB-C cable only to your laptop or your Macintosh or your PC, whatever it is, and you want to bring that into web-based capture software for streaming, then you can use it as a webcam. But what a great way to go away from trying to figure out how to get audio in, buying a capture card like this from Elgato. You can buy this device from Magewell, and I think I have up here what it cost. It cost $549, so it's not inexpensive. But what I like is that it gives you the ability to plug your audio in, so you could run your Rodecaster Pro 2 directly into it, or your Duo directly into it, or your Streamer X directly into it, or your audio interface of any kind directly into it. Embed the audio, plug your camera into it, come out of it for a confidence monitor, use a USB-C 3.2 port with the ability to do 20 megabytes a second transfer, super low latency, and you can now have a 4K 60 frames per second webcam ingestion device. I think this stuff that Magewell is making is pretty cutting edge. So there you have it. That's another device that caught my attention. It's called the USB Capture HDMI 4K Pro. Capture HDMI and embedded audio, loop through HDMI signal, audio input via mic, extract HDMI embedded audio output via headphones. And you can see 4K HDMI inputs, pass through, 3.2 generation 2x2 USB-C cable. So you definitely have to make sure your laptop meets the specs, or your Macintosh, because you definitely have to have a USB 3.2 USB-C port that's fast in order to do 20 megabytes per second. But again, here's all the data. The links are in the description before. And guys, listen, if your camera will output 4K at 444 uncompressed, this thing will capture it and pass it to your computer or to your recording or to OBS. Whatever you're recording inside your computer, it will pass it through that USB-C cable. So they've passed video before, but never at 444. And if you know anything about that, that is super high resolution video, and you can color it. All the data's there. You're not losing any of the information when it's 4.4.4. Again, if you know anything about that, start looking into the different cameras and what comes out of their HDMI port. And when you do have a camera that will output out of the HDMI port, if it's micro or mini or standard HDMI, if it will do 444 uncompressed at 4K 60 frames per second, then this Magewell device will be able to pass it through with one USB cable, pass through for a monitor. For confidence, it's just a great device. You can embed your audio. That way you don't have to deal with the audio inside an ATEM. You'll put in the audio directly from your device or your microphone. It's going to be embedded in the video, so you don't have to use any of the preamps after this Magewell device, and that's pretty exciting. So don't know if it's going to come into my studio, but I've actually thought this would be a great thing to add to my mobile kit when I go out to do some videos, set up one of my cameras that will output 4K, which is my EOS R, run into the Magewell device, plug in an output into the mic jack from my Studio Live 32 console. So I could just take two auxiliaries out, plug it into it, stereo, and then I would be able to embed that audio into it, bring it into OBS and stream from that. Or I could just bypass the Magewell altogether and use my ATEM Mini and stream at 1080p. But I would be able to record my events at 4K using OBS if I had this Magewell device using my EOS R. So I'm debating what I will do if I will use this device. But again, if you guys have any comments or questions or a favorite device so far, let me know in the chat. So, okay, let's go back and let's show you the last item here. Let's go me, slideshow and me. The last device is this device by Portkeys. Let me bring up their website here real quick and cut to, this is a 4K 5-inch, little over 5-inch monitor. But what's so special about this? 4K HDMI touchscreen monitor, we've seen that before. Built-in capture card, has anyone seen that before? You can actually color grade inside the monitor. That's right. You can color grade the video coming directly from your camera, and then it has a USB-C out to be able to bring it in to your device. So you could use this as, again, a capture card. So you got the Magewell device that lets you embed audio. You have this device that has a capture card built into it that lets you color correct. So rather than using a LUT, which you can use in this Portkeys monitor, you can just get a lookup table and load it and use it, or you can actually color it. In fact, you can actually select specific colors. If you're wearing a red shirt, you could change the color of your shirt inside this little device. And so not only does it color, live streaming monitor with capture card functionality, USB 3.0 compatible, 360-degree color grader, manually pick colors and adjust value, hue, saturation, delicate color, clearly shows the detail of the image. Long press the screen to zoom in, so you could actually crop in with this device. So you could zoom in, so it gives you the ability to have zoom features for your lens. Use a mask to review the color range. Adjust the screen colors. Quickly adjust sharpness, tint, contrast, and chroma during live streaming. So again, if this is going to be your capture card and you want a confidence monitor, basically you're going to come from your camera to this. You're going to adjust the color, get it looking exactly the way you want to. Adjust the colors and the brightness, the hues, the contrast, and all of that. So you have complete total control of the picture coming out of your camera. Because remember, if it's a Sony or if it's a Canon, it's coming out with that color science. If you don't have, if you're using a Blackmagic Design camera, you can add a LUT, or you could color it yourself right inside the monitor. And then out of the USB-C port, it goes into your laptop. So again, you're not going to use this with a ATEM or a Blackmagic device that uses HDMI input, but there's new devices like the YOLO box, and Magewell has one now, that you can actually bring in a USB-C camera. So you could actually use this with a USB-C camera, using a regular DSLR as a USB-C camera. You could use this remotely, like I said, to get better color, or you could use the Magewell device to embed audio. because this does not embed audio. Keep that in mind. So you can image flip, you can collaborate, you can enable the image flip, you can stretch even legs for portrait recording, which is crazy. USB 3.0 faster transmission interface, solving delay issues again. So faster transfer going into it. So that's super important. Live streaming image styles, 3D LUTs are capable inside this monitor. Free rectangle cropping, one-click zoom in on details. So if you're in the middle of your live stream and you want to zoom in on a device, you can use this monitor to touch and zoom in, which is really cool. Freely adjust the size and crop frames. Enable rectangular crop function after adjustment. Anamorphic de-squeeze available. There's all the different sizes. Customized peaking range. Built-in silent fan to maintain hardware stability. So very quiet fans. You got the NP battery mount on the back. And USB port 1080p60. So again, it's only going to output, pass through the HDMI input 1080p 60 frames per second and the USB out 1080p 60. So if you want 4K 60 frames, you have to use the Magewell device. But if you just want to have a cool way of bringing your camera in and not have to use a cam link and also have a monitor all built into one, think about the cables you're saving. You come out of your camera into this and then USB-C, and you could be going live on OBS. You could do Restream, all the other type software, or recording into your OBS for videos, recording in your studio, and all the other software that you can use for recording inside your computer. Headphone out, microphone input. So I guess you could embed audio, take that back, and 4K 30p HDMI input. So you can input 4K. Let's go back up here. And output 1080, 60. So again, it'll take a 4K 30p input, and then it'll also take a microphone input. So again, you could plug a Sennheiser microphone directly into this and embed your audio. So there you go. I missed that. And you can see it's got a battery lock clip on the bottom. Main menu button is on the top and a power switch on the other side. And then you have the ability to upgrade the firmware on the bottom. So there you go. It's kind of a grid of how you could use it. You got the mount on the side. Mount on the bottom, no mount on the top. And $239 is all it costs. That's a lot less than the other one, but it doesn't bring out 4K 60 frames per second. It doesn't pass 20 megabytes a second through the USB-C port, but it's another great device. So there you go. Not only did I think Sennheiser created something cutting edge, I'm going to give Magewell a thumbs up. I'm going to give Portkeys a thumbs up for this new Portkeys PL5 monitor. So Sennheiser a thumbs up. Man, I tell you what, this whole concept of Spectera having two-way transmission wireless with super low latency and the ability to manage all of those packs. If you had a big concert, a big choir, if you're doing drama or production, you're doing a show with 3 or 4 guests, to be able to control all those body packs, and even for a musician to have the ability to hear back with super low latency and also broadcast to the main desk through one of these devices, bidirectional, is huge. You've got the new Stream Deck by Elgato, and if you're into that kind of thing, like the Stream Deck Studio, then check it out. You got the buttons, Bitfocus new software web GUI, I guess, that lets you do all that adjustment. You can have lots of people logging in through a network. You can't network the very easily the Stream Decks now, but now you can with the new Stream Deck Studio. So if you want to be able to network it and be able to access it from anywhere using the Buttons app, then there you go. You have it. You could also run it from the wireless Elgato phone app that you can get. I've used it before. Then you have the Magewell. You've got the Portkeys new monitor. You have the Sennheiser state-of-the-art stuff, and you've got Elgato tonight. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation tonight. And I don't know if you've watched any of the videos from IBC. Gary says, sounds cool. Chio Walker, I'm currently using Elgato 4KX for the 4K 120 pass-through. Again, yeah, that's an Elgato device. Great for passing through games and recording, all of that, but you can use it for other things. So Chio Walker already is passing through 4K, 120 pass-through, which again, Elgato has built some pretty cutting devices. My camera is going through the Ultimate 12. So he's got the ability, Chio's got the ability to do some really high-end green screen keying, because those Ultramats are amazing. Their keying ability for green screen or blue screen, whatever you're doing, is incredible. Tony says, what was the major Rodecaster update that Rode announced? Some kind of, let's look. Let's go into broadcast, maybe. No. Products. News and info. I do not. I think it's just a rumor that we're hearing, Tony. I don't see any announcements on their news page, but that doesn't mean that I'm finding it. This is Rode's page. So they did introduce the Rode Creator of the Year Award 2024. They have the ability to buy a white Rodecaster Pro now. I love their new wireless handheld microphone. I plan on adding one of those to my kit soon, but I don't see any other announcement. I apologize, but we are stumped so far. So the Rode, David says the Rode video switcher is still in beta. Rode video. I don't see any videos, David, that I can find, but I will. Streamer X. So it must be leaking in Australia, which makes a lot of sense to me, because that's where they're from. Yeah. So David, I would love, I think you have my email. If you have anything, yeah. So there was a full video, David says, on YouTube, but it's gone now. Yeah, someone probably leaked the information, and now it's been shut down. So again, guys, NAB is the big event here in the States, and then IBC is the big event overseas. And usually these manufacturers introduce things just so we're on the same page here, because you guys know that I'm a big Black Magic guy. There is the new Blackmagic Pixis monitor, and $295. So you can watch this video. Again, that's another device. It deserves an honorable mention. That was announced as a new device at IBC 2024. And there's a whole video here. And if you go to their page, you can get all of the updates on this. It integrates with the new cameras. The little box camera is really why it was designed. It's a really cool looking little monitor. It's very sleek looking, and it looks really good together. It's got a tally light on the back. It's got a touch screen, so you can control the camera software from it. So in reality, it's designed, and you have the cover. It's designed to really integrate really well with the box camera, and it does not have a viewfinder or anything in it. So they had to come out with this. They probably were working on it when they made the box camera announcement, but you guys can go over and check out that video. And I am going to copy this link and put it in the notes tonight, so you guys will have it for later. So lots of things. I'm working on a studio. If you joined me late, working on a studio here in my neighborhood. Ran into some Elgato prompter issues, so we'll see if we can solve that tomorrow. And maybe we can move on to get her mobile camera rig, her Canon EOS RP camera rig working, so that she can shoot her product, not her product video, but her training videos, and help really take her Zoom look to another level, professional level, so that she can have greater influence. This client of mine worked 10 years at Microsoft, so lots of experience working with software, and now she's working right here in the neighborhood from her home. That's really cool, and hopefully I will be able to have her one of these days on the channel, and I'll be showing you guys some more behind the scenes look of her studio. We're only a week into the build, but I'm hoping to get all the software and everything, the tools that she's going to use, dialed in the next 2 weeks. And then we're going to work on tinting her window, so it's like this one where it doesn't let as much light come through. And then also working on her set and her background. I'm going to be helping her do all of that, and also training her on all the software. So that ought to be a lot of fun. It's good to have you, Akil. Sorry you're late. You missed a lot of cool stuff. Maybe you were here and you weren't chatting, but it's good to have you tonight. I'm going to wrap this up now. Is there any other questions on any of the products I talked about tonight? You have the Portkeys monitor. It's basically a capture device, HDMI capture device. You can output through USB-C up to 1080p 60 frames per second. You can actually embed microphone audio. You have the headphone out, and it'll ingest 4K, but it'll only output 1080p 60 either through HDMI out or both, that and the USB-C. The Magewell device, which you can plug in 4K 60 frames per second from your camera. It's a capture card. You can embed audio. It has a headphone output. It has a 3.2 USB-C port, so it can actually run into your computer from USB-C from that Magewell device, and a 3.2 port at 20 megabytes a second. So you could bring 4K 60p video into your computer using that Magewell device. Also, Sennheiser came out with the ability to broadcast both ways wirelessly. So you can have a body pack now that sends and receives audio all in one. So check that out. We talked about that on the channel tonight as well. And then Elgato decided to come out with a new Stream Deck that is rack mountable, that's also networkable, and Bitfocus is in the beta production right now of a new app to run all that. So you could have teams working together on a Stream Deck and different profiles, and even have a card to flash into it with permissions all built into that new Stream Deck. So check that out here on the channel as well as go over to Bitfocus. If you have Companion already, log in and download that beta version of Buttons and see if you like that app. It's completely different from Companion. So you could continue using Companion with that device, or you could take it to the next level using the new Bitfocus Buttons app available from Companion right now in beta only. So keep that in mind. Tony said, just found YouTube video on the Rodecaster update. New drivers adding 4 additional virtual channels. So Rodecaster update, new drivers adding 4 additional virtual channels. That'll be interesting. So Tony, could you email me that link tonight? I would really appreciate it. Good to have you here, Recovery Addict. Any chance that you will cover the Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve replay editor? I can't figure mine out. I don't have one, but I can tell you that it was really designed, the replay editor was designed to go in conjunction with the Media Player 10G. And again, it's designed to run DaVinci Resolve, but you need other devices for it to work properly. I've never used it. I only did a video on my channel. So I'm hoping someone will do a video. Grant demoed it on Blackmagic's site. So please go over there and check that out. He did a pretty good demo right in the middle of his release video. So I don't know if that will help you. You could also go to some of the boards that people are talking about it on Blackmagic's site. And so I don't know if I will ever do a video because I don't own one. But you could sign up and to my channel and request a Zoom consult free, and we could have a conversation about it. Maybe we could solve some of the problems together. That link is right in the description. And it looks just like that right there. So right there. So you go to that page. The link is in the description. You fill out your first and last name and your email. You don't need to do a phone number and request a free Zoom consult, but make sure in that you also put in the notes that you're looking for help with your new replay editor, and maybe we can spend an hour sorting that out. That's free, and you're more than welcome to use that hour. That's why I do that. I help lots of people for free, and then I have clients that continue subscribing to some of my consulting plans. So check that out. Tony retracted a message, so we'll never know what he said. Akil said, it's already over. Just start again. Check your text message. Okay. I have a text message from Tony. Okay. From Dark Corner Studios. So I will check that out, Tony. Appreciate you sending me that tonight before we got off the air. So in YouTube, Google Dark Corner Studios. The name of the video is called Rode Just Dropped a Massive Rodecaster Update. So it's probably beta. So check that out. Okay, it's time to go, guys. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. Miss Joe tonight, Miss TVJ. I hope those guys will come back again in the future. We haven't seen Freddie Ponce in a while, but he and I have emailed back a couple times from our email. So he's alive and doing well. Gary, it's good to see you. Good reviews. You're welcome too as well. So if you like this tonight, covering IBC and the behind the looks of my client studio, which I'll be bringing you more, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know if my subscribe button works, so I won't pop that up and destroy tonight's live stream. I'm just looking to see if I still have a subscribe button. But anyway, Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, I would appreciate a like. Thanks again, everyone. If you didn't see it earlier tonight, I popped this on the screen. Thanks everyone for helping us cross the 3,000 subscriber level. The last I looked, somewhere here, we're at, oh, see what I told you? As I was watching this, it went from 3,025 subscribers to 3,024. So someone actually unsubscribed. That's why you never announce it before you've gotten over 3,000 subscribers. But that changes nothing. I still want to thank everyone for, where is my mouse? We've lost control, Houston. We've lost control. Again, thanks everyone for helping me hit 3,000 subscribers. That means an absolute a lot to me. So thank you for that. Next week, like I said, we may be here, may not be here. I'll be at the tent in Othello from the 23rd, setting up all the way through the 29th. I will be driving back and forth, but I have to be there for sound checks every night at 5 o'clock. So I can't get from my studio and be live and back up there in time. So I'm going to try to go live from my phone next week on Tuesday. How will you know if I'm going to try to go live or not? There'll be a still image and announcement on my channel some point Tuesday morning before I leave here. I'm going to test my cell phone capabilities and signal to see if I can go live when I get up there on Monday. So no still image, then there'll be no live. I will be back the following week. So keep that in mind. So good to have you, Craig. Thanks for popping on. You should go back and watch the video. It was a pretty good topic tonight. Thank you for jumping in. Please hit the like and the subscribe tonight if you haven't already and you're watching. And too bad I came too late. I just look at it later. Have a nice day. Yeah, it's a pretty good channel. Thank you, Craig. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Akil Polka. I really appreciate your congratulations as well. So, okay. Go over and check out other videos on IBC 2024. Maybe you'll find a product that you think is amazing. Obviously, there are some really cool products. So go over to Blackmagic site and check out the new monitor and all the other things that have been announced. And we'll keep a watch on what Rodecaster Pro is about to do once they get past this secret beta version, evidently, for the Rodecaster Pro 2. So until next week, my name is Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. Could be the week after that. Thank you for tuning in. And you guys have a wonderful week and a wonderful night. And again, relax and enjoy some popcorn and some refreshments on me. I don't know how, but just do it. Peace out.